Hello everybody, my name is Tessa and welcome to Crazy Tune. I am going to show you a book that I've been writing. I don't really have a name for it, but I am very proud of it. So let's get into it. Chapter 1, Raina. Monsters started to haunt Beckendorf and not stay in Tartarus, so it became harder to live in the boundless forest. Raina and Randir ventured deeper into the forest to investigate where the monsters came from. Raina started tracking a Hakor a few days ago. It led them to the forbidden ruins of the old but once great city of Rivendell. Suddenly they heard a crackling sound, and saw what seemed to look like skeletons of probably elvish guards. They wore green tunic which was worn away, but Raina could still make out the yellow stone symbols of two battle axes clashing together. If her research was correct, it was the old elf symbol of the Sky Tribe. Suddenly she saw a young halfling start sneaking towards a platform in the middle of the ruins. The skeleton saw the halfling and started chasing it. She pulled out her bow and got ready to fire. Randir did the same. At the second Raina shot, the halfling pulled a stone from his pocket and whispered some words. Suddenly the ground opened and the halfling jumped into it, laughed, and his voice faded into distance. The arrow Raina shot hit the skeleton, and the one Randir shot hit the other skeleton. Randir aimed at the Hakor. Suddenly, Raina saw something shimmer in the sunlight. In the pile of bones, she saw a golden rock sparkling in the moonlight. She stared in wonder at the sparkling stone, and thought about throwing it at the Hakor. Suddenly, she tripped over a stupid branch and rolled into the sight of the monstrous Hakor. She had the urge to touch the golden rock, but she didn't. Suddenly something picked her off the ground and carried her away. The last thing Raina heard was the sound of Randir's voice fading into the distance, the scream of the dying Hakor, and little creatures murmuring about something called the Rod of Seven Parts. Finally her senses caught up with her thoughts. Out of the corner of Raina's eye she saw peculiar creatures carrying her across the ruins, into a peaceful meadow filled with people caring for their wheat farms. She was dropped in the middle of the meadow, surrounded by monsters of all sorts, dragons, demons, clawing at the ground, sweeping at her from every side. She unsheathed her dagger, hoping it was enough to fend off the vile creatures surrounding her. Raina heard a howl, and out of the tall grass Lupa came to her aid. "It's about time you came," Raina said to Lupa. Raina stabbed one of the little creatures that were carrying her. When she stabbed the demon, it disappeared into nothing but a few grains and notes. She blew her horn to let Randir know she needed him. While Raina was distracted, an Earthborn stabbed her in the back with a celestial bronze knife. Raina remembered seeing Randir running towards her. She slashed through all the monsters just to get to Raina. How romantic, was her last thought before she blacked out and plunged into a horrid dream. She dreamed of Randir's sister, Sage. She was unconscious, being binded by six-armed Earthborn. Raina wanted to scream at her to wake up, but her voice didn't work because it was only a dream. The scene changed into a giant in silver armor sitting on a throne that seemed to be made of ice. A weird sound came out of his mouth, a sound like a glacier cracking and then splashing into the sea. It might have been a laugh, but she couldn't quite tell. He could have been amused or angry. It might have been fear, but Raina doubted it. "If you survive today, my little pawn, your puny little life will end miserably, and when it does, my older brothers will finally awaken from their deep slumber onto the earth. You could join me. We can watch your world burn together. It would be much easier than what you face ahead of you. Make your choice, little hero, but either way, I win." She woke up in a tent with somebody feeding her something that tasted like Randir's strawberry jelly pastries he used to make when they had a successful hunting trip. She quickly sat up, only to be greeted by a whole heap of pain that made her wince. "Careful, you're not fully healed yet," said the girl who was feeding her strawberry jelly pastry flavored pudding. "I feel fine," complained Raina, even though she knew she wasn't. "Where's Randir and where am I?" she asked. "All your questions will be answered soon, but for now we need to figure out who you are," she said. And that's all I've read so far. I hope you liked it. See you in the next video with more to read in my book. And see you soon.